most women don't actually know what they want until it's standing right in front of them. Yeah, let that sink in. That's not a jab. That's human nature. Attraction isn't logical, it's emotional, it's energetic. It responds to how you show up. Not just who you are on paper. Welcome to Stoic Horizon. Embrace love with Stoic wisdom. So let me ask you something. Have the invisible woman you ever felt invisible to a woman you genuinely liked, or heard the cold words, "I'm just not interested," and walked away thinking that was the end of the story? But what if I told you her no wasn't always final? What if rejection wasn't rejection, but a reflection, a test or a mirror showing you your own hesitation? The Stoics teach us this. Perception is not reality. Behavior is. And when you change the way you carry yourself with presence, purpose, and self-respect, everything shifts, even the way she sees you. Today, I'll show you how to become the kind of man that even the most uninterested woman can't help but notice. And it doesn't involve tricks, games, or pretending. It starts with the one thing you always control yourself. Let's dive in. Number 1, ignore her beauty study, her behavior. Let's be real for a second. Most men give away their power the moment they see a beautiful woman. It's like her face hypnotizes them. And just like that, they forget who they are. They start chasing. They start overgiving. They start acting like she's already won just by showing up. But here's what a Stoic man understands. Beauty isn't essence. It's just packaging awareness. A pretty face doesn't mean a good heart. An attraction without awareness is a trap. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts." So let me ask you, what colour is her character? That's what matters. Don't be fooled by how she looks in photos or what she posts online. Watch how she moves through the world. How does she treat people she doesn't need to impress the waiter who brings her water, the friend who talks too much, the stranger who asks for help? Does she lead with kindness or entitlement? Does she listen or just wait for her turn to speak? When you shift your focus from how she looks to how she lives, you become rare. You stop being just another guy falling at her feet, and you become the man who sees what most men never even look for. And that's exactly when she starts to notice you. Not because you praised her, not because you played a game, but because you didn't fall for the illusion. You saw something deeper, and you made her wonder if she even deserved your attention. That's not arrogance, that's awareness. That's what happens when you lead with values, not vanity. So next time you meet a beautiful woman, pause, breathe, and remember, you're not there to admire her. You're there to understand her. That's how a Stoic attracts, by observing. With clarity, not reacting with impulse. Let them chase surface. You study soul. Number 2, know you're the prize. So once you've stopped chasing her beauty, once you've learned to observe her character instead of worship her appearance, here's the next step. Stop chasing altogether. Because most men, they've been trained since day one to beg for approval. We've been taught to chase, to impress, to earn attention, like it's some reward given out for good behaviour. But that mindset, it's completely backward. You are not a beggar at her gate. You are not there to audition for her affection. You are the prize. You are the mountain, still strong, unshakable. And the mountain doesn't move to meet people. Value. They rise to meet it. Stoicism teaches us that value comes from within. No one can hand it to you, and no one, not even the most beautiful woman, can take it away. When you know who you are, when you show up, calm, grounded, and full, she feels it. It's not arrogance, it's quiet confidence. You don't need to talk louder. You don't need to show off. You don't need her to like you because you already like yourself, and that's magnetic. Most guys walk into a conversation thinking, I hope she likes me. But the stoic man, he walks in thinking, let's see if she aligns with my values. That one shift right there changes everything. Suddenly, you're not seeking approval. You're evaluating, you're choosing, you're holding the standard instead of chasing the spotlight. When you believe you're the prize, you move differently. You speak slower. You carry presence. You're not afraid of silence, and you're not in a rush to prove yourself. Because real value doesn't beg, it invites. So next time you're in front of a woman who makes your heart race, don't perform, don't posture. Just be still, be real. And don't perform. Ask yourself the better question. Does she belong in my world? Because when you move from that place of inner worth, you stop chasing and you start choosing that stoic attraction. Rooted, powerful, free number 3 approach without needing her to like you. Now that you understand your value and you've stopped chasing validation disguised as beauty, let's talk about one of the biggest traps men fall into: attachment to outcome. The moment you approach a woman hoping to get something, her number, her attention, her approval, you've already lost yourself. Because now you're no longer grounded. You're performing, you're bending, adjusting, calculating what to say, so she'll respond a certain way. And that, my friend, isn't confidence. That's fear dressed as charm. Epictetus said, freedom. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. And guess what? Her reaction is beyond your control. So if your peace depends on her smile, her interest, or her response, you've handed her the keys to your self-worth. But a stoic doesn't do that. A stoic man approaches without needing anything in return. He doesn't need to be liked. He's not there to impress. He's there to express truthfully, calmly as himself. He's not chasing a reaction. He's simply creating a moment and letting her respond however she chooses. Because when you let go of the need to be liked, you reclaim your freedom. You're no longer at the mercy of the outcome. You're no longer anxious or overthinking every word. You show up grounded. You speak with ease. You hold your presence like a man who knows I am enough with or without her approval. And here's the magnetic energy, beautiful twist. That kind of energy, it's rare. It's magnetic because it's not desperate. It's whole. So if she doesn't respond, nothing is lost. You haven't failed. You've simply filtered. She's not the one. And that's okay because you didn't approach her to win. You approached her to be real. And when you're real, you never walk away. Empty, you walk away stronger, clearer, more connected to who you are. That's how a stoic approaches, not with need, but with freedom. Before we dive into part number 4, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for staying with us halfway through this video journey. In every moment, we can learn and grow. And the fact that you are here listening and reflecting with us is a tremendous gift that I cherish every minute to help us spread these valuable lessons to even more people. Please hit the like and share buttons for this video. Each share is a small but meaningful act, much like the timeless lessons Stoicism offers. Let's continue exploring and embracing these everlasting pieces of wisdom together. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Number 4, flirt with confidence and control. By now, you've flirt with confidence. Control learned how to approach without attachment, and that alone already sets you apart. But what happens next? How you flirt? That's where most men lose their balance. Because flirting is not about begging for attention. It's not about compliments on repeat, trying to win her over. Flirting is an art, and like all real art, it's about tension, energy, mystery presence. Tell her she looks amazing. Then move on. Don't overstay in that moment. Don't let her beauty hijack your focus. Tease her gently, playfully, with intention. Say something that makes her smirk, not blush with boredom and then pause. Pull back, smile, like you know something she doesn't. Then let that silence hang for a second. Let her feel your presence and your absence, because here's what no one tells you. Desire lives in space, not in pressure, not in constant attention. When you're always there, always giving, always available, she doesn't feel attraction. She feels control, and control kills curiosity. But when you create moments and then step away, you give her room to wonder. Why isn't he texting me all night? Why does it feel like he's not chasing me? Why do I keep thinking about him? That's attraction unfolding. Stoicism teaches us to balance emotion with reason. And this is that balance in action. You show warmth without overgiving. You show interest without attachment. You flirt boldly. Then you let go. And when she feels that contrast, that tension between presence and pause, it draws her in far deeper than words ever could. Because it's not about playing games. It's about showing her, without saying it, that your attention is valuable, and it's not something she can just expect. It's something she has to earn. Flirt like a flame, bright for a moment, then gone. Leave her with the warmth and the question. That's how a Stoic flirts with strength, with soul, with restraint. Number 5, challenge her mind, not just her looks. By now, you've stopped overgiving. You've learned the art of flirting with confidence, then stepping away with grace. Now comes the deeper test. Can you challenge her? Because here's where most guys fall flat. They think the secret to attraction is endless praise. So they flood her with compliments. You're gorgeous, I love your smile, you're amazing. And while she may smile politely inside, she's drowning in predictability, because compliments stand out everywhere, but a challenge that's rare. If you want to stand out, don't just flatter her, inspire her. Challenge her mind. Question her assumptions. Offer your own perspective with calm conviction, not to compete, not to argue, but to connect at a deeper level. Seneca once said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. So be that man. Be the one who doesn't just agree to keep the peace. Be the one who sparks thought, who asks real questions, who isn't afraid to say, "Moo, I see it differently," not to win, but to bring truth into the space. Because here's what happens when you do that with kindness and strength. She leans in. She starts to wonder who you are, why you're not bending over backward to impress her, why you're not just another guy nodding along, hoping she'll like him. And in that moment, she sees the difference. You're not a boy looking for approval. You're a man with a spine and a soul. So challenge her, but do it with presence. Not with ego, not with sharp edges, but with calm eyes and steady energy. Let her know you respect her enough not to fake agreement. Let her feel what it's like to be in the presence of someone who can disagree and still be warm. That's what creates real connection. That's what makes you unforgettable. Not because you told her what she wanted to hear, but because you made her feel something real, and that's rare. That's Stoic leadership in the art of love. Number 6, make her earn your attention. At this point, you've stopped chasing. You've stopped trying to be liked. You've challenged her with confidence and presence. Now here's where you level up. Don't just give her your interest, make her earn it. Because here's the hard truth. Anything too easily given is rarely valued, and your attention, that's one of your most valuable currencies. Don't spend it freely, like it means nothing. Don't reveal your whole heart in the first 5 minutes, hoping she'll see your worth. Be the man who watches, who listens, who evaluates, not out of fear, not out of insecurity, but out of deep self-respect. Your energy is sacred. Your time is limited. Your presence isn't something to be tossed around, hoping it'll stick. It's something to be earned. That's not playing games, that's discernment. A Stoic doesn't give everything to everyone. He offers himself intentionally to those who've shown they can hold it with care. And when a woman sees that, you don't just hand over your attention. When she realizes that your focus isn't a free prize, it becomes meaningful. It becomes rare. It becomes something she wants to work for, because now she sees you're not withholding because you're cold. You're holding back because you're clear. You're selective, not desperate. You're full, not hungry. And that's powerful. It tells her without saying a word, I'm not here to chase approval. I'm here to see if you're worth my depth. So leave. Let her lean in. Let her wonder what's behind your calm. Let her show you who she is before you give her access to the world inside you. Because when you protect your energy like that, you don't just attract interest. You inspire respect. And that's what a stoic man seeks. Not attention, but alignment. Number 7, leave while she wants more. You've shown strength. You've held your ground. You've made her earn what so many give away without thought. Now here's the final piece. Know when to walk away. Not because you've lost, not because she pulled away, but because you understand something most men never learn. Attraction fades when presence. Know when to leave becomes predictable. There's a point in every interaction where the energy starts to dip. Not because she's lost interest, but because you've overstayed your welcome. You become too available, too accessible, too expected, and then you're no longer a spark. You're just background noise. But a stoic man, he understands the art of leaving while the fire is still warm. He knows how to detach even from what feels good, even when it's tempting to stay. Because stoicism reminds us freedom lives in restraint and power, lives in motion. So don't text her all night. Don't stay too long hoping to seal the deal. Don't chase her down for a reaction. Be the man who can leave. Let her feel your presence and then your absence. Let her wonder where you went. Let her sit with the silence you leave behind. Because that silence, that pause, don't chase her down. That space, that's where attraction breathes. It's in the contrast. The moment she didn't expect, the mystery she can't quite solve. And when she finds herself thinking about you later, replaying your words, feeling that slight ache of your absence, that's when she realizes you weren't just another moment. You were an experience. So leave before she gets comfortable. Not out of fear, but out of respect for yourself and for the energy you bring. You are not here to be consumed. You are here to be remembered, and a man who can walk away at the right moment. He always leaves a lasting impression if you've been chasing her conclusion approval, hoping the right words, the pause. That mindset, perfect text or enough compliments, will finally make her choose you. Pause that mindset. It's not attraction, it's surrendering your power. You're not here to earn validation. You're here to embody value, to live with clarity, with purpose, with self-respect. So deep, it speaks before you do. Because real attraction, that's not something you force. It's something you become. So stop chasing beauty. Start recognizing behavior. Stop proving yourself. Start knowing yourself. You're not just a man looking for love. You're a man becoming someone worth loving. And that shift, that's when everything changes. Let others play the game. You stand tall in your truth and let her come find you there. If this spoke to you, drop a comment below. What hit home the most? You're not alone on this path. We're walking it together with wisdom, purpose, and a calm, steady heart. Thanks for joining Stoic Horizon today. If this resonated with you, don't stop here. Subscribe, explore more of our content, and let's continue this stoic journey together. Stay strong, stay grounded, and until next time, keep cultivating your inner strength. See you in the next video.